Nhập khẩu ngày hôm nay, chuyển sang mục Việt Nam góc nhìn của bạn. Thưa quý vị và các bạn, ngày hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng làm quen với hai nghệ sĩ Trang Trinh và Park Sung Min, cùng lắng nghe những chia sẻ của họ về con đường âm nhạc, đặc biệt là những nỗ lực của họ khi mang âm nhạc cổ điển, một loại hình âm nhạc khá kén người nghe hiện nay đến gần hơn với khán giả Việt Nam.
Graduated with distinction at the Royal Academy of Music, London, this lady has won many awards, including Francis Seymour Prize, Greta G.M. Parkinson Prize, Lillian David Prize. In 2006, she won the top prize in the soloist competition in the festival, Paganini, and made her debut performance to the London people with the song Dance of Death by Franz Liszt with Edward Gardner, the orchestra of UK's National Theatre, and many other music events. Currently, she's joining with her husband Park Sung Min, an opera artist from South Korea, to bring classical music, a type of music that is not very preferred by listeners, closer to the Vietnamese audience.
Hello, Park Sung Min and Trang Trinh. It's very nice to have a talk with you today. So, Trang Trinh, you are a pianist, and Park Sung Min, you are a musician. So, how did your music career start?
Well, my music career really started when I was 4. That was when my parents let me study piano. But then my dream kind of get formed when I go to England, and I met really good professors there. I studied in the Royal Academy of Music for 8 years, around 8 years, and now that I graduated, I come back to Vietnam quite regularly to perform.
Actually, I studied accountant in university, but I changed my major and I studied again singing in the beginning. I was interested to how to sing well, and after that I met professor and tried to get lesson and pass exam, so I start my singing career at the time.
So, Trang Trinh, you are a pianist, and Park Sung Min, you are a musician. So, how did you two get together?
Well, we met in England. Sang Min came to England in 2008, and during that time I was already in London studying at the Royal Academy of Music. So we met in a gathering among friends. So that was how we met, and then he asked me, "Oh, shall we do something together, play something together?" So we did. We have performed together in Europe, in Vietnam as well. Sang Min came to Vietnam the first time in a concert of mine in Les Pas last year in November. He's come a few times, and we've shown the audience of Vietnam what it is like to have a duo between a husband and wife. Yeah, so we enjoyed it together a lot.
After the initial success with the song Hanoi Believe and Hope, the young couple Trang and Park Sung-min embarks on the next song, Bài ca Hanoi or Hanoi Song.
First of all, we have to work about the meaning of the song because that's where the spirit of the song lies. First we go through all the words and I explain to him what it means. There are some places and names that I need to explain to him and also the history of the song. And then we work on pitch, on harmony and music interpretation of the piece.
Đường thanh thang ba đình lịch sử.
Đường
thanh thang ba đình lịch sử. Đường tấp nập hoàn kiếm đông xuân. Hoàn kiếm đông xuân. Kiếm đông xuân. Nghe nào nước trong lòng.
Sang-min has a very good talent about singing in a different language. Also because of his training as an opera singer, he has to sing in French and German, Russian even. So I think for him it's not very new to sing in different language. However, Vietnamese has particular difficulties that I think Korean find difficult. For example, some sound.
It's very hard to pronunciation exactly because we don't have some vowels. In Korea it doesn't have vowels, but in Vietnam has, and tones. I don't know how to put tones in music, or it is very difficult. But I have to work a lot and with my wife and many Vietnamese friends help me to how to sing it.
Bài ca Hanoi is shall I say a classic song, so it's not sang in a normal pop way. I think that people who study classical singing would enjoy Bài ca Hanoi because the writer, the composer, give a lot of room for showing off the technique, for showing the beauty of high notes, and especially I think tenor, the high voice male would particularly enjoy Bài ca Hanoi because of very high notes.
Whenever I practice the Vietnamese song, I can know about Vietnam, the culture and history, and how the Vietnamese people love about the Vietnam, so I can understand more.
I think Sang-min does really well, and that the way he understands music and the way he delivers the music touches many hearts.
Trang and Park Sung-min, you have studied abroad and now you are going back to Vietnam to develop your music career. So can you tell us why did you decide to come back to Vietnam to develop your music career?
Well, I always wanted to do something useful and something worthwhile in Vietnam where I was born and grew up. Of course we live here but we still go abroad a lot for performances. We stay in Hanoi perhaps like 6 months a year, but we want to stay here longer because we also have ambitions for education, music education, because we believe that music is a source of joy, and also music gives answers to many of humans' emotions and questions. So we want to spread the love of music among children, the children of Vietnam, and that's why we chose to live in Hanoi. And we are, baby step in the beginning, but we are trying very much to bring the classical music to very young children, perhaps from 6 years old to 12 years old. That's one of our big aim for the next year.
Classical music is considered a difficult singing, a difficult music for many people. So why did you two decide to bring this kind of music to especially the young Vietnamese people?
It's not very difficult. Just if you know some information before listening to classical music, it's very easy and it's very helpful for you. And it's very hard. It's very different, joyful, as a different music, and have a deep impression to people. So, but nowadays people don't listen to classical music. So we are very sad, and so that's why we will try to give the audience to deep impression and they enjoy the classical music.
The majority of classical music was composed hundreds of years ago. So how could you two bring this kind of music to the Vietnamese audience?
It's true that most of the classical music pieces that we played are more than 100 years old. And I mean, apart from classical music, I think no other music could live that long, which proves its quality. But also, our daily life nowadays is really fast. I guess we live much faster now than we did just decades ago. However, we find that even now, classical music carries the emotions of human that transcend time. So, as a pianist, I try to use other arts, other form of arts, especially visual arts, to help bringing music to people, because we live in a visual world. I have a cousin who was just 4 years old, but I guess she uses iPad better than she writes. So in such a visual world, I guess the visual aspect of everything we see around us really affect people a lot. So I worked recently in a project with a VJ and director Nguyễn Đức Tú. In my recent project in Lespas, we played 3 Beethoven sonata, and with my playing, the VJ worked on the screen and bringing new and emotional image to audience, and we got a very good response. So that's one way in which I try to make classical music relevant to nowadays people. Yeah.
You have studied abroad and learned about the opera and the piano. So what knowledge you have learned and brought to Vietnam?
The classical music is from Europe. So I met many good teachers, and I saw lots of very high quality performance in Europe. So it's very helpful to see the high quality of the performance to understand music, and it can give to deep impression to people. So we try to perform with good quality of people, to Vietnamese people.
And do you two have planned to perform together in Vietnam and around the world?
Yeah, we have a few projects up for next year. One of the things that we would like to do very much is to go back to Europe and perform. We did a concert tour a year ago and a year before that as well, in Vienna and Paris and London, and we probably would like to cover Europe this time. But also, one of our big aim for this year is to invest our time in Vietnam. So we'd like to play in more cities rather than just Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. We already performed in Da Nang. Maybe, hopefully, another cities will be in our next list. And also, we are working with the children choir. So hopefully, that will be something that we can work on, and we can perhaps hold a concert next year for children.
And once again, thank you very much, two of you, for joining our program today. And we hope that in the future, the audience and VTC Stand's staff can have a chance to see you perform together. And we are looking forward to your release new performance.